I'm Dr. Mary Pfeiffer. I'm an emergency and critical care specialist at the Schwarzman Animal Medical Center in New York City. I actually really enjoy working the night shift. It's not something that's for everyone. Okay, get up. A lot of the people who have worked the night shift here have done so for years and years and years. There's a lot of camaraderie, and you also have to be creative and resourceful on the night shift.
It's only midnight.
All my 15 years been on overnights. It's been exciting. I've seen a lot happen. A lot of crazy things.
You look outside. He's a good boy. We're on a fun hike in the Poconos when my 60-pound boxer mix ran into Quentin here. So we came straight to AMC and are getting him taken care of.
This kind of chip right here, if you can see it, that we don't see on this side. It's this little chip fracture that we're concerned about.
We end up seeing everything. So everything from really minor things like a scratched eye or a limping dog.
She was hit by an electric bike earlier today. I ended up amputating some of her toes, but this is something that's, it's not going to affect her quality of life.
Good job. Up to really sick things like animals with internal bleeding or terrible pneumonia that need to be admitted to the hospital. So it still really runs the gamut.
You can see like a multi-centimeter foreign body inside of his intestine.
It's really not a big stomach.
And then inside of his stomach, he has a second foreign body.
We've been looking after Kitty in the ICU for the past few nights. Unfortunately, he fell out of a 7th floor window and sustained a number of injuries, most significantly some what we call a pneumothorax, which is some air in his chest and some bruising in his lungs, and unfortunately also fractured his right forelimb. And today he was able to have surgery to repair his right radius ulnar fracture. And we're very hopeful that if he does well overnight, he might be able to be discharged into home care tomorrow. We will miss him in the ICU, but we'll be happy to see him go home. He's a super sweet cat.
You have to be okay with a little bit of uncertainty. We aren't always going to be able to know the sort of final diagnosis on the overnight.
Doing a quick flash to see if his stomach is really distended or if we can even identify the foreign body within his small intestine.
But our goal is simply to, stabilize these patients, get them through the night until the morning when we can find an answer for them.
A 7-year-old female intact Shih Tzu came in tonight with her eye proptose, meaning it is outside the bony structures of her skull. She has a history of glaucoma with increased pressure in her eye. She is no longer visual within that eye, and it's very uncomfortable for her. She'll be on some pain medications tonight to keep her comfortable, and then tomorrow she'll be transferred to our surgery service. They'll go ahead and remove that very painful and uncomfortable eye and get her home back to her family.
You learn more on overnights, especially in ECC. In emergency, you learn a lot.
Do you just have a collapsing trachea?
You have a huge linear portion to it.
It's a great learning experience for the interns and residents because they have a lot of primary case responsibility, even more than they do during the day. So they really have the opportunity to take charge of the cases that they're seeing.
Ready?
I was drawn to the AMC given the fact that there is a lot of support on overnights and you're not left just to fend for yourself in the ER without someone there to guide you. We got to see a lot of patients ranging from everything from like common bearded dragons and guinea pigs all the way to things like macaws.
I know.
The friends that I make with on overnights, the close friends that I made over the years.
I love him.
Some of the nights can be stressful and draining, but ultimately this is what allows us to grow further as clinicians.
I'm one of those cliche kids who wanted to be a vet ever since they were little. I have my own cat, Tabitha. I think it's important for anyone who has a stressful job, but it's always nice, no matter what time of night or day I'm getting home, she's there to greet me, which is really nice. I really love AMC. I can't imagine working anywhere else. And I did my specialty internship here and then my residency, and now I've stayed as a staff doctor for the past 5 years.
Being a veterinarian certainly has its challenges, but it's so rewarding to get to be here for these patients, and the best feeling in the world is seeing them walk out of the hospital and go home to their families.